Hello, in this video I'm going to try to explain how to make the teardrop loop. Happens to be what I did in the tribute to the boy in the band bracelet. It's not necessary to divide up the colors in this manner. It's only a thing if you are wanting colors to be different on either side. So the key part of all of this was, of course, when we got to the point of the calipers, and I wanted to explain that. Okay, so what I didn't explain in the video was I came up with a formula of how I thought that should work. And that was that if this portion here was the bracelet itself, then there should be a mathematical number for that. And if the bracelet is wider, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Then this should be, it should be proportional, right? So I found out, kind of worked it out with the wife, that if you take this, which is your diameter, so you have to kind of know how wide your bracelet's going to be. So if you take the diameter and you multiply that times pi, right, 3.14, right, and then you take whatever that is and you divide it in half or multiply it by 0.5. And the 0.5 is because otherwise you'd have the whole circle. You don't need the whole circle. You just need this half, right? So on that particular bracelet I was making for the boy in the band, it was 24 millimeters. And I forget what the whole rest of the math was, but it came out that the distance for each one of these sides was like 19 millimeters. And mind you, when I first tried that out, it was like 36, right? So this was supposed to be 36. And I opened up my calipers and I looked at that and I was just like, there's just no way, that's huge. And I grabbed one of the hair ties that was laying around here and I was like, okay, let's measure that. And oh my God, that's going to be really spot on. And this is it's exactly what I ended up using. So there is a mathematical formula for making this. This is all it is. It's relatively simple, and hopefully it will help you, because I've seen some, and I'm not exaggerating when I say, to me, it looks like you've got this part of it's a bracelet and your loop is ginormous. And I mean, if that's what your intentions were and you wanted to do it that way, I'm not going to knock you, but I personally think it looks better when it's reined in a little bit, and seeing as how there's a nice, easy formula to use, I say why not? So hopefully that helps. Okay, so now the next part of this is that once you have your loop measured out to the length that it's supposed to be, all your strands are going to the outside and are looped off, over the whole rest of the masses, one at a time. In this case, it would be the backwards 4. On the other side, it would be the figure 4, until they are all separated out to the number of strands that you're doing. Obviously, my strings are doubled up. If yours are not, then you have to do each and every single strand. Once you have it to this point, it's merely a chevron coming in from both sides, and that they will join in the middle. In this instance, the last knot is different because I wanted to keep all of the browns to one side. I would definitely suggest trying the alternatives. If you let the browns go straight across, then after a duration, the entire groups of colors would have changed. So there's lots of variations to be able to play with here. But this essentially is what will give you that really nice teardrop beginning for a bracelet. So hopefully this video answers all the questions you have on the teardrop, as well as gives you some ideas that you might not have considered otherwise. All right, and there's the final knot. I will go back and forth, and that's why it's called a teardrop. So that's it for now. Until next time, don't get your strings in a bunch.